If it ain't,
What's up? What's up? What's up? We are in the place to be.
We in here.
Fucking with the SJ.
You was about to turn into an MC such and such as.
It's such
You
and
got
such
the-
as right.
And you got the Kango on, Mr. Lover.
You know what I'm saying, dog? You know, the day is, Kango Day, baby. We're going to get the show started in a minute, you guys. I just want to get in here and...
You was about to say Kango, huh?
I know. We'll get in here and make sure everybody is here before we get it started. And if you are new here, come on in, man, and join. And also... tap that subscribe button on YouTube if you're on YouTube, or follow us on Facebook if you're on Facebook. Whatever you do, do something. Don't just sit there and watch us. Do something.
Yeah.
Share it too.
What money
Share, let
Mike
your friends
say?
know.
What he say? He say do something. Your eyes ain't just supposed to be for hazel. They ain't supposed to be hazel. You're supposed to look. You're supposed to do something. Do something.
Right? For real. So if you guys are watching, oh man, we got quite a few on Facebook. On Facebook right now. Excuse my mic for some reason. I don't know why it's trying to start tripping as soon as we start going live. We about to get it started. If you guys on Facebook, share, comment. I know you can guys come in and chat with us and talk to us about the topics that we're talking about today. We're gonna give it maybe another minute before we get started, and hopefully my mic for some reason want to act up as soon as I start talking. I don't know what's up with that, but anyway, goodness gracious, what the hell? This is so crazy, dude. It gets irritating. Every time I say irritating, it gets worse.
Let's just say you irritate, motherfucker.
I know, right? Who we got in the house? Facebook user Kings. Hello, Kings. What's up with you? Holler at us. Let us know who you are. Get on Facebook because it's kind of hard to tell who it is. And I'm gonna get started as soon as I get my mic going right. What the hell's going on here? It is so weird, dude. It didn't do all that until we started. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
It pisses me off. Nick is in the house. What's up with you, Nick? I see you.
What's up with it, Nick?
Welcome back home. Of course, from our New York trip. I forgot to call you back yesterday.
That's
too. My
crazy.
bad. I'm gonna call you later on.
It's crazy you went to New York and didn't even invite me. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy.
If I didn't go, dog, you can't go.
That's what's crazy.
All right, y'all about ready, man? We about to get it started. I see Misty on Carson. I see you on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Go on and share, and we about to go. Like I said, we about to do this live in a second. Or we about to go. Well, we actually already live, but we're about to get it started in a second. Just trying to find our little position so we can share and stuff like that on our pages and stuff. All right. So I'm gonna need y'all to do that. I'm gonna need y'all to go on y'all pages and start sharing. What you got, fat boy? What's up? You ready?
Oh, I'm ready, man. I was born ready. Come on now. Like, share. I was sharing. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Tell your friend and tell a friend and tell another friend. It's that time. It's Thursday. It's your favorite time of the week. It's my favorite time.
Indeed.
It's your favorite time of the week. He ready. And you better watch your girl. You see how he dressed.
I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying, dog? Rob, what's up? Appreciate you tapping in.
What's up there, Jack?
All righty. We got quite a few. I see y'all on Facebook too. It's just quite a few of y'all on here. I see that.
Okay.
We're going to have us a good time today. We're going to talk about some stuff. But right
now,
we
in here today.
Let's get it started, man.
Early.
Yes, sir. Let's get it started. In 5, 4, 3, 2. My count is always off. Peace.
Oh.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
Check. 1, 2.
You hear? Yes. No sound. No. Nah. Hey, that Mike said it ain't happening with you. How y'all doing, man? We no sound, fuel. Everybody saying no sound. We got a little technical difficulties. Look, he over here talking to y'all. They can't hear you. They can't hear you. Ain't no sound. Nah, ain't no sound at all. Nick crying.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
All right, we're going to go with that.
All right. We back?
Be back. All right.
Who is it?
Man, I tell you, dude, it's crazy. But anyway, we appreciate you guys tapping in and follow and all that good stuff. You guys reading, you're in for a good show today. We've got quite a few things to talk about, man. We're going to start off.
Introduce yourself.
I did. I said my name. Oh, it went no sound. This is your boy Fuel. The mic got me all messed up, dude. The mic got me all messed up. But it's your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type time we are. We here, y'all. It's okay, man. A little technical difficulties. It's okay. We go through this.
As long as we've been doing this, I shouldn't be having this problem, man.
Oh man, it's all right, man.
But it wasn't even like that when we first started, though.
It's the biz, man.
Hey, so we got quite a few guys things that we're talking about, y'all. We're talking about the fire. You know, we're gonna give our condolences to the fire in Hawaii. The Trump indictment, of course, we got to give you the update on the BS that's going on with that. The young man that was traumatized by the police just by taking out his trash, which is crazy. And we got a very, very good history and blackness, you guys, by the name of Henrietta Lacks. And you're going to learn about her, the fat boy, and me, of course, you know, when it comes up. But our relationship topic for today is, could manipulation be used positively in a relationship? And expectation in a relationship, reality versus superficial. The one with the manipulation, that's gonna be a little bit crazy. I don't know. I don't have to get on that.
I don't believe in that shit they talking about. Oh.
All right, make sure you guys are sharing so you can get into these conversations, man. And Nick, quit laughing at me. I know. Throw that whole mic away. You right. I need to throw this whole damn thing away. Y'all can hear me now, though, right? That's all good.
You loud and
Okay.
clear.
All right. Is that Misha?
Maisha, that's my cousin.
Maisha? Oh, okay. What's up with you? Thanks for joining. Marlon, I see you. Marlon's in the house. You headed downtown Atlanta tomorrow. I'm gonna laugh at Trump on the way to getting his mugshot in Fulton County. Hey, you gonna go for real, man? That's gonna be crazy. Hey, send us the footage. Send us the footage when you do. So I want to see that too, man. I want some original footage from our viewers or whatever. You know, that'll be dope. Send it to us, to me or Fat Boy. We'll put it on next week. All right. Let me turn this. You can hear the music still, huh?
Yeah, you got us.
Hey, dog, hands don't work fast enough.
You got us in the 1930. You got us in the 1975 porno intro.
Right. All right, y'all. Let's get into this first one real quick. So we're talking about, if you guys haven't heard about the fires in Hawaii, yeah, our prayers and condolences goes out to those families and people that has passed away. The latest update that has been, I believe there were 111 so far. Is that right, Fat Boy?
Mm-hmm.
I think 111 so far in this fire. There's some people are trying to say that it was intentionally made. And I don't know if you guys heard about that or whatever, saying that this was a man-made fire. I don't know for sure. Of course, they're trying to discredit that, of course, or whatever on the news. Of course, they ain't gonna put it out. Here's a short look of the fires, though, you guys can see.
It is kind of weird, though. It is quite odd that I'm looking at the map right here. That's what I'm looking at, y'all. So because Fat Boy always got to go get some facts. I'm looking at the map, and it is odd that the fire strategically burned the whole coastline.
Right.
It strategically burned along the coastline.
Right.
It's almost crazy. And then this is something I wanted to kind of touch up on. It says that here at 6:37 a.m., a brush fire is reported. Less than 3 hours later, officials declare it as contained.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I'm not in the powers that be, but it does seem odd that the whole coastal line and coastal region was burned of Lahaina, and then also that when this fire was reported, this brush fire that was actually started, they're saying that it was ignited from a broken power line. So they said that a broken power line snapped, started a fire, but the fire department has said they contained it. But then people in the residents are saying that it was never contained and it always was burning at a high flame since the brush fire was originally started. And so my question is for our viewers is, before I go into this, first I want to send out my condolences and my prayers to all the people who passed away. Because this has to be a tragic moment. It is a tragic moment for the people in that community. Not just the people who passed away, but the people who've lost everything, right? The people who've lost their homes. So, shout out to them. My condolences to the fallen people who've lost their lives, as well as the people who've lost their homes and their lives.
Right.
And so, literally and figuratively, my prayers go out to everyone there. But I do say that it does either look like negligence by the local government, or it looks like it was intentionally done. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
put this. I don't know if y'all can see it. You probably can't.
What you talking about? The picture? I just put up the photo.
No, this you can't.
I can't see that.
Yeah, you can't in the
I
screen.
can't see that.
But I want y'all. I'm gonna tell you what article it is. I can tell you what article it is. It's in the New York Times, and it's called "How Fire Turned Lahana into a Death Trap." And I want you to kind of go through there. And it's on like I said, it's on the New York Times. I want you to go through there and kind of check it out. I want you to one, pay attention to the timeline, and I want you to two, look at the model at the bottom and look at the map on how it's strategically burned towards the coastal line. And what's happening is on the news, what I've been hearing, a lot of locals are saying that they think the big business is trying to move the developers to take over that community. Right? They'll be able to buy back that community at a large amount at a discount rate. Be able to develop it, and all those start on all of the big that that community will be displaced, move it out, or just plan, or just can't afford the new developments that's coming in. And so when you hear it on the news, you start to think, "Oh, here they go again." But then when you look at the fact that they ignored, they contained the fire. You look at the fact that it was strategically burned the coastal line, and then you look at the fact that they didn't want the real message from the people who were actually going through the fire to get out to the public. They were
Bro.
trying to say cover. They were trying to say that, oh, we got it handled. And the public, the people in the community, they're fighting and scrambling for their lives. It says there's shots of them hanging in the water, looking for shelter in the water, for safety because the
Well, this is the thing too, though. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, can y'all hear me too? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me now, because I kept seeing some messages saying they couldn't hear me. So give me a thumbs up, somebody, if y'all can hear me. Nick, new. What's up, new? Thanks for joining us. This is the thing, and this is one of the things that was brought up about this whole fire, is that Hawaii had a plan. They had a plan to make. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hawaii had a plan that they were going to make that particular area, that island, all computerized, all electronic, all no gas. I mean, no gas cars at all. You know, it was a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of AI stuff, a lot of stuff that they were going to do to make everything, electronic free. You know, just basically everything ran by like electronics or whatever, as opposed to like what do you call it? What do you call it? Like when you do it, huh?
Some artificial intelligence.
Yes, they was doing all that or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons that they're saying that this basically has happened, because of the type of technology that they was going to build. You know, they was getting new panels for the, so for electricity. They don't have to use electricity. It was like all this stuff or whatever that was going to be done. And that's why, they saying that is, I don't know how much of it is true, but you guys can also read up on that too. If you look it up on, that's the latest news or whatever, after it's saying that it was 100 and something, 111, I believe, deaths so far. So our condolences go out to these people, this family and everything. And most definitely you guys keep those families in Hawaii in your prayers. Matter of fact, I think another thing, I think Oprah owns some of that property there as well. You know what I mean? Because I think she was invested in those technologies or whatever to, for it to happen. So that could have something to do with it. But I'm sure we'll learn more about it pretty soon. We'll learn about it pretty soon. Thanks, Maisha. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah. Who we got? We got Daisy. I see you, Daisy, on Facebook. I see you, Sandra and Carrie and Tia and Misty. Oh, y'all. I see y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Come on in and give us y'all comments on what we're talking about. Let's go on to the next real quick, man. Trump. Once again, of course, he's going to be in the news, right? But this time, you guys, it's, of course, about now that the update on it is that Trump is trying to put his whole narration on the whole fact about the whole January 6th thing and him being indicted and all that stuff. It's supposed to come up with truth. I mean, with the some sort of truth of why this happened and all that kind of stuff. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Trump, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But I think it's my duty to keep y'all updated on the ignorance that's going on to the point where people that so-called have power try to still manipulate their way out of this situation, and out of these things or whatever. He actually was. I guess they're trying to keep him from making comments or whatever because it will influence the jury for the trial. So now they're trying to get a rush trial before the election, before the election in November. So they won't be tainted into what he's been saying. So the judge is basically agreeing to do that. We'll see within the next maybe a week or so, or whatever. But I hope that is the case. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, it's kind of like if Trump is he's still campaigning, and if he's basically this goes all the way until he ends up like on the ballot, you know what I'm saying, and it's running and all that kind of stuff, man, it's gonna be it's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing. One of the things is this. One, if he lose again, people are going to be pissed again or whatever, and something might happen again. That's the one thing that we're basically risking, And then two, the whole fact that he's able to be on that ballot is sickening. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if you have, of course you're innocent until proven guilty or whatever, but you can't wait until he's president or been elected and then proven guilty. Because if anything, even during an election, he's still probably planning on cheating it to still try to win. You know what I'm saying? It's just too messy. It's just too much stuff going on with that or whatever. But right now, I'm gonna go with the. Let's see what we got on comments. Miss One House. What do you mean? What do you mean, Miss One House? Nick. I don't know what that meant. Peace and blessings, Victor. What's up, Victor? Oh God, not him again. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not him again. That's what. That's what my Misha. Is it? You said Maisha. That's what she said. Yeah, not him again. That's true. You know what I mean? But the thing is kind of we gotta watch out for it. And we just definitely have to vote. That's the main thing. Once the election starts, you guys make sure y'all vote. Even if you are, I'm sure there's some Trump supporters out there, or whatever, that wants to vote for him or whatever. Hopefully, he's not on the ballot by that time. That's the whole plan. What?
Contrary to what everybody may think, me and my father was actually just talking about this prior, maybe a couple hours ago. I just personally feel that it's a really waste of the American people's time and money, man. I was seeing me with my head down, and I'm scrolling through this article, and I ain't seen not one mandatory sentence. I ain't seen nothing. And it's just like, all of this is for what if he's not going to jail?
Yeah.
You pulling out RICOs, you're racketeering cases, you putting 18 co-defendants, but you're not, if he don't go to jail, I'm going to start to be upset with the powers that be that keep doing this. Because there are more pressing things in the world than Trump and his bull. And then the Democrats and the liberals chasing his bull. I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of, like my pop said, I'm getting sick of him taking advantage of white privilege. But then I'm getting sick of them trying to muzzle it, right? And trying to act like he's the white supremacist corporate. Like he started this shit. And it's like, nah, he just following the guidelines, and y'all trying to make him an scapegoat to the BS.
Well, we'll see what they do or whatever. They saying like the best way for a judge to affect the silencing of the pretrial comments is to make them irrelevant by setting a quick trial date. So hopefully that's the whole case, is they're trying to set a quick trial date or whatever and get this done and over with before this whole election comes, because it's just going to be messy, man. It's just going to be messy, and I'm tired of it. I am tired of it.
So I want to tell everybody, let's do this. First of all, I'm going to let you guys know, Donald Trump is not Young Thug and Gunna. That bullshit ass state RICO that everybody gets so excited, that shit is not gonna do anything to Donald Trump and them $1 billion lawyers he got, man.
Yeah. We definitely know of course he's not gonna do the truth.
You still gotta put him in front of a peer. You still gotta put him in front of a jury of his peers. And how many people you think is gonna convict him?
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. I understand. But I think it's just another. I think it's just another. I don't want to say witch hunt because he out of pocket, but I think it's just another ploy for the Democratic Party to get him out the way instead of just outing him at all, like getting him out of there. You know what I'm saying? But this is another way to try to defamate his character.
But you have to understand though too. The parties have to. There's protocols to take place in order to do what they need to do because of the high profile being a president. You know what I'm saying? So the protocols are being taken place or whatever. To me, I think it's taken too long. It's for it to happen or whatever. And with the latest news that we've been seeing now, the only way to actually silence all the BS is to start the trial early. And that's one thing that I agree of. I don't know if you guys agree to it or whatever, but that's what I agree of, is to start the trial early. Marlon said,
do y'all know why he's going to jail? Do y'all know what the RICO is for, though? And this is what I'm saying. They're wasting precious resources. This shit is for him trying to overturn an election that he never overturned.
Well, listen, Marlon said that Trump is going to jail out here in Atlanta if he's convicted. They have mandatory minimum here. So, yeah, but like you said, though, if they convict him, you know what I mean? Fat boy don't believe it's going to happen, but something's going to happen. Something got to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to say a whole lot about our justice system. It's just going to say a whole lot about it.
I tell my daddy, and I've been telling him for a year now, when they lock him up, I believe it.
Right.
Donald Trump goes to jail. I'm going to tell y'all this. If Donald Trump goes to jail, the illusion of white supremacy goes with him. I need y'all to know that. I need y'all to understand that he's the representation of what white supremacy is. So if y'all think that they about to let this man go to jail, that means that all of the people who's been doing what Donald Trump is doing is subject for arrest.
Other people indicted with him, so hopefully if they go to jail, he should go to jail too.
It ain't only Trump. Listen,
Fat Boy said they won't. I said they will, and we're gonna see. Let us know what y'all think. Y'all think he's gonna go to jail? Marlon said that state case against him is vicious. Fannie Willis ain't playing. Georgia's a different breed. Okay, that's what I feel too, Marlon too. That's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? But Fat Boy don't believe it. Lock that boy up. That's what he said. Who else? What we got? We got comments coming in, y'all. Victor said in Atlanta there's hundreds of thousands of people that will convict him. To what you were saying earlier, Fat Boy. So Vic said.
But this is what I'm asking you. Are they going to pick any of those 1,000 people to be on that jury of his peers? He got $1 million lawyers.
Hey, you see,
people though, because I need people to understand what go on when you go. Because Marlon, you're a lawyer, you're a future attorney. When you go to a court case, I pick my jury.
Okay. We got some comments, man. Some people saying he's going, some saying that he's not. So Fannie Mae locks up everybody out here. I drive the speed limit, and that's a state coming from me. No shit. That's what's up, Marlon. Hey, Nick said even if he goes to jail, he'll get out. Yes, he'll go to jail, but the thing is, even if he goes in good and out, the whole point of him having a record shouldn't allow him to be on the ticket for the next election. And I think that's the whole thing, right? The goal is to get some sort of conviction or whatever, to where you cannot run for a president if you got a conviction. A felony. Not with a felony, you think? Not that I know of.
Is this a felony charge?
It's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to get to.
How the hell is conspiracy? He ain't do shit, and they can't prove anything.
What are you talking about? Like he manipulated the whole damn country into he will be convicted in Atlanta. He will be going to jail. That's what Vic said. Daisy said that he's not going to jail.
I doubt it.
The angle is protected. Yeah, that's true. I think he is protected in some means, but maybe this won't protect him though. We'll see. We'll see.
We said this 6 months ago. The last case, y'all was so sure they had him in. They had him. They convicted him. He didn't go to jail for the last case he caught that they convicted him on. He ain't going to jail, y'all. And I need us to stop being so invested in this man going to jail, because he's not. And it is the American way. And until we're able to accept that this is what the American way is, it sucks, it's screw you, it's like you say, don't call your mother on Christmas. It's all of those things.
And whatever. I say going to jail.
This is America. This is money, money, money. Money talks and bullshit walks 1,000 miles, people. It walks 1,000 miles before you get in front of some money. So I want y'all to know, when you're talking about
keep it updated.
We're talking about owning golf course money.
Yeah, we ain't gonna keep going on with this about Trump. Fuck Trump.
We're talking at least $1,000 an hour lawyer money. You think he's going to jail? Yeah. If he ain't murder nobody, he's never going to jail, bro.
You saw how I did Petersburg. We get back in. Yes.
Go ahead.
Rossi, the real charge should have been treason.
Now that's you can get
the only real charge that could put him in jail.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, Rob. You know a little something. Maybe you know something I don't know. Of course, you know what I'm saying.
That's a real crime.
In Georgia, want him in jail. So they said that your pop said the Democrats and the Republicans want him in jail. I do believe there are Republicans that really want him in jail. So I don't want to keep going on. You know how we do it. We can't keep going. We got to move on. We got to move on.
Ice water too.
Right. We got to move on. All right. So you guys, I don't know if you guys been watching the news, TikTok, and everything. And I'm gonna pull up here real quick. The crazy things that's going on with our youth. And we always try to look out for our youth of the day, whatever, that, we try to keep them from going through things that we have, being profiled, racially profiled and all that kind of stuff or whatever. But it's kind of hard, it's kind of hard because, sometimes we think the country has changed when actually it really hasn't. But I'm gonna let you guys see this real quick and give us your opinion on what y'all think about this whole situation as well. All right. Guess it works better if I play it, huh?
You definitely do.
So as you guys can see, this was the young man that basically got wrongfully accused of stealing cars in Michigan. The family has basically tried to, let them know that they got the wrong person. This young man, and his father has said this young man has been traumatized, through this whole situation. I don't have a lot of sound on there or whatever, but I just want you guys to see, the young man being arrested or whatever, handcuffed and everything or whatever, wrongly accused. Now, What do you think about that? You know what I mean? Because it's something that's constantly. And how can we even change that, or can we change that? Because they're saying that this young man had on the same shorts, the same, I guess the color of the shorts was the same, whatever, and that's why they actually took him, and he was only taking out his trash. You know, so let us know. Give us what do you guys think about this? And is there any way that they can actually get a better learn how to get a better profile of who their thief is, or who the criminal is?
That's cold word for I seen a nigga at a trash can, man. That's the proper way for saying that, man. I'm so sick of them trying to say you fit. Every black man, when you wake up out your bed, when you a black man, you fit the profile of the crime that was just committed. Period.
Yeah.
That's something that you used to as an African American young man. Just so happened to learn at 11. I probably learned at about 14 or 15. I think that once you realize that as a black male, it kind of changes you a little bit. It makes you a little nervous. When I see this, man, these are our real issues in our country, man. Right?
Yeah.
These are the things we should be talking about instead of Trump. These are the things that are really important. Why are the people we are paying to protect and service our community, why are they constantly targeting not only us as adults but our children? Mm-hmm. Why have we allowed them the freedom? They feel so safe doing so.
Right.
In front of his father. I'm seeing the system once again turn black men into defenseless beings. I'm seeing the system once again humiliate black fathers in the presence of their children. That's what I seen out there. I seen a black father not being able to properly protect his child because the law was involved. I seen resemblance of slavery, y'all. That's what I seen when I watched that. Right. It sickens me to my soul. These are the things. These are the people who need to be put on trial. These are the people who need to be thrown in jail because this is the people we pay to protect us. I want to say shout out to that young man. Hold your head, keep your head up. Michigan, you got to do better, man. Y'all just got to do better. And I'm sick of the excuse of that boy don't fit no fucking crime, man. He had on flip-flops, a cut shirt, and shorts with no pockets.
And at the trash can.
And at the trash can. In his complex. What fucking crime did he commit or could have thought of commit? So we got to stop even allowing them to even push that narrative.
Right.
Stop allowing them to push these bullshit narratives of, I choked him out because he has past problems. Oh, I arrested him because he fit the description of a crime. Oh, we convicted them in Central Park because black people do shit all the time in Central Park. You get what I'm saying? I'm so sick of people pushing the narrative and just making it okay. That ain't the reason why they did it. They seen a black young man that they probably never seen. He looked suspicious to them, and they did the most. Yeah. They wanted to make his day hard. They don't have no real action where they at, and they made that young man's day hard.
Yeah, and another thing is this: they try to make it seem like that they're hoping like this whole thing is going to get past. People are going to get past this whole thing or whatever, and they are asking we'll hopefully this we get through this whole thing, whatever, of mistaken identity or whatever the case may be. But like Nick said, because the parents, she said the dad is better than her because of basically, I guess, how calm he was, but I hope they are still suing. You know, the more that you sue them, the more that you get lawsuits against them with these type of things, the less the people will take
I don't think so,
better,
man.
huh?
I don't think so. I don't think so,
Well,
man.
it could understand like there's nothing really more that you can do
Yes,
but to
it
keep
can be. It is. I think money is
like,
the problem. And I'm going to say this to you, Fuel. I think money is the issue. Yes, they should be compensated, but jobs need to be lost, man. A
well, that's
couple
true.
$1 million is not going to solve the problem of that
That's true.
community.
That's a good
You know what
point.
I'm saying?
Jobs do need to be
Still
lost.
want
Yeah,
to be profiling young black men. And so what happens, what we do is, once again, we give them an out. We
yeah,
give them an out. That fine or that 20 million that they already set aside in these funds because they know
right.
they cops gonna do shit like that. That shit is a drop in a bucket to the
True.
3 billion, to the 700 million that goes into police defense a year. That ain't
Right,
nothing. What we need to
right.
start doing is knocking pensions down, taking
Yeah,
jobs, removing chiefs.
true.
That will start to make some shit shake. Oh shit, we now I don't get my pension. Ain't no paid leave and all that garbage. They gotta go and they gotta go now.
But
Because
we got kids. We got kids like Nick said she would be dead or in jail if that happened to her child. So that's a good question though. What if it was your kid? What would you do? What would you think?
I would have lost my damn mind. I would have told them I'm tripping because I don't have no real respect for the police like that. I would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
told them two things. You got two things to do. You got 5 seconds to call your watch commander.
yeah.
And you got 2 seconds to get my child out those motherfucking cuffs, or your
Right,
ass is
right.
grass.
Yeah, and I think that's
And due to my
the
constitutional right, you
scary
are
part.
infringing, you violate my rights. I have the right to defend my child
Right, right,
as
right.
a citizen.
True. That is
And
true.
I would
That is
have died that day because they would have got their ass drew down on.
yeah.
And
I think my temper would have just went out the
they would have
daggone.
got drew down on
Yeah,
that day.
I would have been
That
in
day
jail
they
too.
would have
I think I would have been in jail too
a real
if I watched my
American.
kid do that. Yeah, I
I
would
would
have been
have
in
turned
jail.
into a
What's
Black
up,
Panther on
Jimmy?
their ass.
Salute to you, man. Appreciate you joining us on Facebook. Join the conversation, man. Give us a comment or and some likes and some follows, all that good stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we know that you're here. We know that you're here. Oh, there you are up there on Facebook. I see you. Oh, I see you now. All right. Ross said it's real hard to get real descriptions out in real time, and being black don't help.
Yeah,
It is,
I agree.
but you
I don't think it would
still there's still a way. They didn't have to they could have just asked the question or whatever. Well, I don't know. It gets kind of it can be tricky. It can be tricky, you know what I'm saying? Because you see someone in a description with a certain color of shorts, and you just happen to see someone. Although those shorts that you seen, those were those neon color or whatever, bright ass neon or whatever. How many people is going to be out there with neon bright shorts on or whatever? So you're going to think that's the probably the person, but the approach and how you handle it once you go approach that person is the issue, is the problem. You know what I mean? Because you can have on I can have on a white t-shirt and jeans walking down the street or whatever, minding my own business, and somebody done robbed the place around the corner with jeans and t-shirt on. But your approach shouldn't be so aggressive to the point where you're ready to shoot me because you don't even know if it's me or not. So what's the protocol as to finding out if that's the right person or put him in custody, especially if he's not being running or irritated or what I'm saying, stuff like that. Even when they do run, of course, they shoot him in the back and kill him or whatever, even though when they run innocently. But this young man didn't do that or whatever. So what is it that are we supposed to do if we are a mistaken identity? Victor said,
this is my thing. Once again, I think that, however, I do agree somewhat with you, Jackson, that it's hard to get certain descriptions out in real time. I think that there were no real descriptions went out. I think that's just some shit that they said, man. I don't
afterwards,
think there was no crime. And then this is another thing. As a person who's been a part of police force, who understands policing and community policing, I know that a criminal is not going to commit a damn crime and go take out the trash.
Right. Exactly. You know
In
what I'm
his
saying?
flip flops, he
In his
gonna be
flip.
getting loose.
Right,
He
right,
gonna be
right.
looking like he committing a crime. So one thing
Yeah.
about a crime, you
Y'all
can't,
flip flop pulled up.
you're not doing all that. Period.
Is
So I hear you, but once again, that's what I mean about how we give them outs, how we give them excuses. Yes, being an officer is hard, and yes, in real time, um, determining the approach for the situation could be hard, but that's why you get paid.
yeah,
That is your job, to assess the situation properly. And what is going on due to us giving them out, due to us allowing them to make these excuses about crimes and it's hard to do this and it's hard to do that. They're able to put these PR quotes out, and we're okay with it. And then we sue, we get a little money, and this happens to another black kid tomorrow. And so, at one point, do we say, "Hey, that's bullshit"? At one point, do we say, "You know, he didn't commit no damn crime"? At what
right.
point do we all know better than that?
Mm-hmm.
And until we all sit up and say, "Nah, I'm not even giving y'all that out."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of us allowing them. Yes, their job is hard, but it ain't that damn hard. And it ain't that
Right.
hard to make the right decision. And it just seems to me, because of their horrible training, they're always making the wrong decision, especially when it comes to African American males and African Americans in general.
Yes, yes. Let's get to these comments.
Right
Thank God didn't hate black people or just wanted someone to go down because if so, I was going to jail. I was home alone. That's something that happened to you, Rob, is what you're saying? Didn't hate black people because they just wanted someone to go down. I don't know. Rob, is that what you're saying that happened to you or what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fit description needs to be removed.
Yeah, that shit trash.
That's a good solution.
That shit trash.
That's a good solution.
But we perpetuate that shit. We be like, yeah, well, he did have on the hoodie. Like,
that's
what
a
the
good
fuck
point.
that mean?
Yeah,
What that
that's a
mean?
good point.
Does that mean he need to be shot down because he had on the hoodie that everybody wears in the world, not just criminals?
Right. She said,
all,
be sure.
All Mark Zuckerberg do is wear hoodies.
Go ahead, read that with Vic.
Pop says, until we all act as if it's us, these things happen. It will continue to happen. There was a time when if it's not happened to one of us, it was happening to all of us.
Yeah,
and I agree. Pop. I think that
what's happening like now is to be honest with you, I feel like it is happening to all of us. I take it personal when just like the whole thing that happened in the riverboat brawl. Just like that. I take it to heart. I take it to the point like it's happening to me as well. You know what I'm saying? With something like these, things like these, incidents like these happen or whatever. So that's one of the reasons why I like, talking to you guys about it or whatever, to try to see, if there's a solution or, maybe get out there where some people will take on, these comments that you're saying or whatever as a solution to try to, make a better rule or system or whatever in order to getting the right person that they need to get instead of traumatizing, especially our youth. You know what I mean? I mean, it's traumatizing enough for us as grown folks when it happens, but then your youth, your kid or whatever, and the maturity growing up in this world now and how they look at this world right now is important. And when you traumatize like that at a young age, you know what I'm saying? And every time you see a police, you're thinking that they're gonna mess with you, or you're gonna go off, or you're gonna get scared, you might run, and then next thing you know, you're gonna get shot or killed or whatever because you were scared. Not because because of the past that happened, being traumatized. You know what I mean? And these are things that can happen to our youth or whatever. So yeah, I hope they do get it together on this. A lot of these police have no common sense as well. True. A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. A lot of them just want to, a lot of these cops, man, are just happy that they can go out and do something and fight or draw their guns and shit like that or whatever, and they can't wait till the opportunity come to where they can do it no matter what, because their training sucks. Their training has been sucked. Their evaluation on mental health with these police officers has not been monitorized. You know what I'm saying? As to these people in their state of mind or whatever being policemen. They're just letting these younger ones or whatever, 25, 30 years old, whatever. Huh?
The issue is, and that's what I want to tell everybody, and this is the real reason why I didn't become a police officer. Mm-hmm. Which I applaud, and I think I urge all young black men, if you don't have a criminal record, go be police officer and be a part of the change that you want to see. I just say that. But when I realized was while going through the process is they want robots. They want people who never took a drag of a joint, had a drink, did anything risque, I'm going to say. They want you to be a straight shooter, right? Then they want you to work in a community and people you've never went to school with, you don't know anything about. Then they implement these ideologies, these rules, and then I send you home to watch the 10 o'clock news. Mm-hmm. And then on news, all you ever see is African-American men robbing, stealing, killing, and going to jail. And so when you are from these areas and you don't really have no real contact with other races and the other ethnic backgrounds, all you know is what you see on TV. And so I think that a big part of the issue is not just the training and not just the lack of evaluation, but also pulling people into the area that don't have an idea of what's going on. And the ideology that they do have is all negative. And so when they approach these people, it's with a negative approach. That's why they're always talking about he fit the description of a crime, because they think most black people are criminals.
It's criminal, yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I don't think most African American are criminals, I'm going to assess the situation. Say, hey, I don't think that's him. Hey, what you doing? You take it out of the trash, laugh with him, fuck with him a little bit, but I ain't gonna get out the car, call the cops, waste taxpayer money because I understand. But because I'm not a part of this community, I see that he's a young African American male. I see that he's 6 feet, and I see that he fit the prototype of what a criminal looks like. I'm going to treat him as such, not understanding that African American children grow at a large rate. So he looked 21, but he 11.
Yeah.
He looked 18, but he 11. So until you understand these things and be a part of these communities, you cannot properly police them. And so it goes back to the people that they're actually putting out there. A lot of these people aren't real human beings to me. They're robots.
Yeah. Nick said, "Do you see the female officer that shot a black man that came at her with a hammer? Sadly, that's justifiable." Yeah. I mean, you got someone coming at you. That is justifiable, sadly. But you know what I'm saying?
No.
But yeah, I mean, well, they have the fake bullets,
tasers,
taser,
she has maze. She has all these things
to try first to put them down or whatever. You know what I mean?
Once again,
stop them in their tracks.
Once again, when I enter into the community, and I think that all black people are criminals and that they're going to harm me, this is the reaction that you're going to constantly get. You're constantly going to get people doing this. And it's going to continue to be justifiable if we allow them to hide behind the fact of them weaponizing our criminality or them using criminality to weaponize against us, should I say.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rob, you said there was another comment up there. Is it this one right here? Did you read this one already or no?
Yeah, you read that one.
Oh, okay. I don't see any other ones, Rob. But yeah, man. So hopefully, man, like I said, and you guys came up with some great ideas or good, or not ideas, but comments or whatever, to the point where where these things can be avoided, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, that can happen. But we'll see. Which likely, I don't know, but we'll see.
terrible move.
Right, right.
I think they should be compensated for the inconvenience and things like that. But I just think that those officers should be fired. Period.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
that should be part of the lawsuit. You know,
Settlement. They should
that
be
should be one of
fired.
the, yeah, should be one of
They
the,
should be
yes.
fired and their pension should be taken. And I think that then they'll stop doing dumb shit.
Exactly. All right, man. We're moving on, man. We got to go to our part. You know what it is. It's History and Blackness with my boy Fat Boy in the house. And we got a good one today. Do you want me to show this video first of this one, or you want to just go ahead and talk about them real quick?
You can show the video, because we can kind of do this one together. Because this one you brought up, and I thought
Okay.
it was good.
All right, you guys. So this is History and Blackness, and we have today a young lady that actually was I just learned about not too long ago. Her name is Henrietta Lacks. I'm sorry, Henrietta Lacks. And I'm gonna give you a deal of how I found out about her and what I learned about her as well. Here we go.
Ben Crump getting the bag.
You know, the family of Henrietta Lacks reached a historic settlement, finally, with the biotech company over the use of her cells and their products. Now the estate is suing a second company for unjustly profiting off her genetics. So, this is for anyone wondering, who is Henrietta Lacks? Born on August 1st, 1920, Henrietta Lacks walked into Johns Hopkins Hospital on February 1st, 1951, and was identified as having cervical cancer after a biopsy. Now, at the time, the Johns Hopkins Hospital was one of the only few hospitals to treat poor African Americans. But something miraculous happened after Lacks passed away. Her cells never died. When doctors found out how resilient the cells were, they took cell tissue without her permission, yes, they stole her cells, and used it for medical research. I'm talking everything from developing the polio vaccine, to cloning, to gene mapping. Lax cells helped to make blood pressure medication, antidepressant pills. It developed drugs for treating herpes, leukemia, influenza, even Parkinson's disease, and much, much more. But despite the HeLa cell line being the most commonly used cell in science today, the family was never compensated for the use of Henrietta's cells, which is what the lawsuits you see today is all about.
So there you have it, you guys.
I just want to say, Ben Crump getting so much damn money, it's a shame.
Oh yeah.
Crump, hey, Ben Crump, if you hear me,
he's finding these people. He's finding them. Right? He's fine.
You got an extra million you can loan, you can give us. At this point, you can give us the extra million.
Right.
No, but
so ahead. Once again, young lady has basically, had cells that they were using till this day for cancer treatment and from their genetics or whatever. And it's amazing how, like they said, resilient our black cells are. You know what I mean?
You currently have her probably in your body because you took
exactly
and all of the vaccinations
exactly
her cells have provided. This was a good one, and like I was telling Fuel, I spend so much time trying not to give y'all people y'all know about,
right?
That I missed her because she's a gem. She's part of the fabric of medicine. She's also probably a pioneer in the feminist movement as well that they don't talk about, on what she did for the advancement of cervical cancer as well, on what she did for women being treated at hospitals as well, and what she did for minority women treated in hospitals as well. There were so many laws passed due to the misrepresentation and mistreating and the death of Henrietta Lacks. She is what I would say. She was a martyr in the real definition of a martyr. She died so we all can live.
Right, exactly.
She died due to their negligence, but due to their negligence, they were able to save the world. But like white supremacy does and like the powers that be does, they're gonna steal. They've been doing that since they got here. So they stole.
And you guys, this is not a fabricated situation or story.
Facts.
These are facts. They basically, the family has already won a civil suit behind it. So you know that it's facts. Not only that, now they're going after a lot of the researchers or medical facilities or whatever that basically uses these and not paying for, giving their right money for doing so. You know what I mean? So shouts out to her, man. I thought that was a good one too. When I seen it, I was like, man, I didn't even realize this or whatever. It's amazing how our Black heritage has been there for us and what we've created in this world, and yet we still get treated like shit.
Well, that's a big. Like I tell my father, and we talk about this all the time. A big part of the reason why we're treated the way we're treated is because people know who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, they have to keep us this way, because as long as we don't recognize who we are, we continue to fund their society.
Yeah, true.
And
that is true.
The moment we establish, as my father and my brother would say, is knowledge of self. The moment we establish that and what we really mean, not only to the American population and the economy, but to the world population and the economy, how we move, we shape things. Once we really understand that, we will start to move in a different way. And this just goes to show just the power and the example of what we are in the fabric of this country. Right?
Yeah.
In medicine, in plastic surgery, and when you stop at your stoplight, when you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the soles on your shoe, the cotton, everything,
exactly.
ice cream, right? We're in the summer, ice cream. That's all.
It's a lot of the little things as well. Yeah. What's up, Veg? We see you. She said Henrietta Lacks was a huge part of medicine. True, exactly. Heard the history of her on NPR. This lady was never compensated for her family for this, which has changed now. They own it. They own it, exactly. Just like that whole island that was in the beach, that the family had in Florida. You know what I'm saying? That particular beach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just coming out. It's coming out, baby. You know what I'm saying? It is coming out. If you don't know your history, you don't know your power. That is true. That is true, bitch. That is true. Yeah. But that's our Black history.
History and Blackness.
History and Blackness. Yes, indeed. You guys want to learn more about her? Look her up. Of course, you can actually find her on Wikipedia, or just kind of dial in the name Henrietta Lacks, and it'll come up. All right. All right, man. Let's get into the juicy. Relationship topics, man, makes me like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I be wanting to just hear what people say. I want to hear what people's thought on these certain things when it comes to relationship topics. So this one, y'all, we're talking about, and I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know on the fence with this one. Could manipulation be used positively in a relationship? And I want to hear you guys. Yeah, I need y'all to comment on this one. Could manipulation be used positively in a relationship? And I have to start off saying hell no, but there may be, of course, Fat Boy might know something different. Manipulating, period, is manipulation. I don't see anything positive about manipulation. Or should it be something else besides manipulation? Could it be more just convincing your partner as to what you want, or what? I don't know. You let me know, man. What do you think, Fat Boy, as manipulating been used positively in a relationship? Is there such a thing?
I mean, after I've done my research, there is. And we're gonna get into that a little later. But let's give our opinions. Of course, they're always gonna be one-sided. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
But I just want to get a definition of manipulation.
Okay.
According to WebMD, so I didn't say this. The dictionary. This is doctors. According to WebMD, manipulation is the exercise of harmful influence over others. People who manipulate others attack their mental and emotional sides to get what they want. And
Okay.
so that is the reason why I see where me and Fuel we're on the fence, right? About what
Oh yeah.
positive manipulation means. But when
Yeah.
I brought this up, I brought it up. I won't say from the negative mindset, just from the lack of understanding that this even was a thing.
Was
And
you looking for a positive in within that manipulation, or was it something that you experienced within?
so I just felt manipulation was manipulation.
Right.
I think my first time I heard my girl say it, there's a such thing, a positive manipulation, and I
Mm-hmm.
just thought it was hogwash, and I just
Mm.
thought it was just a way of her using an excuse to use the word manipulate.
Manipulation.
And so that's kind of where the topic originally
Manipulated
came
you guys.
from.
No,
That's where the topic originally came from. But as we begin to do our research, and I got to do my due diligence because I can't sound crazy on the screen. After I did my research, I read up on an article.
Okay.
And I like to kind of read the article to y'all just a little bit. I'll give you a snapshot of what I read. And the article was on Psychology Today. Was posted April 20th. April 30th. This is 2013, so this is 10 years ago. So this has been a thing, y'all. It says that a positive manipulation could also be known as contrivance. And I gotta go to this because I pulled something up that I really wanted to touch on. I really wanted to touch on something. Hold up, shit, y'all. You know how you scroll up to go to the and you lose your scroll.
Yeah, why are you looking for that? I think.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Okay, so this is my question for you. Have you ever used manipulation in a positive manner in a relationship? That's my question for you while I look this up.
Okay, I've been targeted as being, as far as being manipulated in a relationship to the point where, and I don't know if this counts as manipulation, but I guess that's why I'm on the fence with it, because it could be positive to the person that's actually manipulating you, but it's negative to the person that doesn't agree to what you're basically trying to manipulate me about. Y'all follow that?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I mean is, say for instance, I had a relationship where my ex wanted me to be a policeman, and she was constantly, trying to put it in my head that like this is the right thing to do. This is, and if I do this or whatever, how happy that she would be, because it's not the fact of understanding, like, being a police officer ain't me. Being a firefighter is not me. That's not who I am. That's not who I want. That's not what I want to do in my life. You know what I mean? But she was trying to manipulate me in the bed, after sex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You should be such and such. I like, it turns me on that type of thing or whatever. And that, it just wasn't cool. Although luckily I'm, the type of person that know myself and would never be manipulated, and fall for it. But I think in her eyes, it was a positive thing. So that's why I say on the fence with her, because to her, it's a positive thing that she's basically suggesting or whatever, but she's trying to convince me in a manipulative way or whatever, as opposed to listening to me and understanding, is this something that I want to do or something that I should do for you, type of thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I get from it, Fat Boy.
I agree. I agree with you. I think that I can't find it, y'all. I was looking for. I just lost it in the words.
No worries.
Basically, what the article was saying, that it's positive manipulation if you're manipulating them to do something for themselves without you benefiting. So in her case, it was manipulation because she wanted to see you in a uniform. She was not trying to manipulate you to be a cop for your success, because she seen the potential that you had as a police officer. And so it becomes negative. It's negative when I manipulate you for my own benefit. But if I'm trying to positively motivate you or manipulate you to do it for your benefit, then it's positive manipulation. And so if I'm trying to get you out of your own way, we say this all the time. So that's basically what positive manipulation is. If I've been telling you, hey, I think you should do this. Hey, I think you should do this. Hey, I think you should do this. And you like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But you take me somewhere and you show me why I should do it. That's a form of positive manipulation. But what my thing is, I think that it can be confused because of based on the genuineness of the action. Is it out of deceit or is it genuinely for the person, right? Are you doing it for your benefit or are you doing it strictly to benefit me? If you're doing it strictly, if you manipulate me to strictly benefit me, then maybe. But me, my thing, this is just for me. For me, I think that any form of manipulation isn't okay, right? I think that there's a way for you to get me to see it your way without manipulating me.
Right.
There's a way for you to communicate with me with what the benefits, what you're trying to tell me without manipulating me to see it your way. Right.
You can suggest.
I think the moment you try to force me to see it your way, whether it's for my own benefit or not, I think that that's when it becomes negative. I think that you should always allow a person to make their own decisions. And I think that the moment that you guide them into their decision making, I mean, which it's a good thing sometimes. I think the moment you guide them into their situation, it gets a little sticky for me. But I would appreciate if you are manipulating me, please do it for my benefit only. There we go.
Well, that's the thing is it's kind of like if you're doing it for my benefit, it's not really manipulating because if I recognize it as it being for my benefit, you're not manipulating me. I'm just recognizing something that you may suggest and think it's a good idea, and I'm okay with it. But if it's something that I never thought of, if it's something that you basically want in this relationship, and you feel like you're not getting it, but yet you want to try to manipulate me into getting that, you know what I'm saying? That's a wrong way to go. That's the wrong direction to go within this relationship. You know, Veg asked what was manipulation. What's the difference between manipulation and coercion? Can you say coercion?
I would think that would be
manipulation is the act manipulating someone in a skillful manner, and then coercion is more of the practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threat. That's what a coercion is.
Definition, that, like I said,
it's not one and the same.
It's one and the same. The only thing is the difference in the definition.
It's not much of a threat, though. Manipulation is not really much of a threat, but it's unless you're using it for a threat for your relationship. If you're using it as a tool to rectify whether your relationship goes a certain way or going forward with your relationship, then that's pretty much coercion.
I would say that the moment I guess what I've heard from the definitions, I guess what makes it coercion is the fact that you're forcing your manipulation on them.
Yeah.
Or you're forcing your opinion on them.
Yes, it's forced.
Manipulation is not necessarily forcing it on them. It's almost just guiding them into the direction of your.
You want them.
You get what I'm saying? Coercion is like you gonna do what I say or this. You know,
right.
Forceful thing. So I kind of get it, but like I said, the difference in between them is the definition. I know y'all thought I was being ignorant, but I was right. It's
no.
They very similar. Very similar. That's why I said that. They're very similar. They mean similar to the same thing, but after hearing the definition,
one's a little meaner than the other.
Basically, God.
Right. One way is a little bit meaner than the other. You know what I mean? And one thing that I won't tolerate in no relationship period is someone trying to talk me into doing something that I know that's not me. Talk me into something that I know that I won't be happy with. and talking me into something to the only point where it only just makes you happy. And when you do that, even though some people can be manipulated and will try because they don't want to lose their relationship, they don't want to lose that person or whatever, and it's going to only last for a limited time. It's not going to be a long lasting relationship because sooner or later that person's going to get tired of what you basically manipulated them into doing, to where they're going to want to do what they want to do. They just happen to have the strength enough and the gall to do it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, and ready to do it, and which will come apart after a certain amount of time. Because you're doing something that you're not even happy at. You know what I mean? And you're just doing it just to make that person happy. And then that's a bad way to go in a relationship. Period.
I think that positively or negatively, manipulation could backfire on you. I think that if you don't have a person's natural and genuine focus and their, I'm looking for the words, but if you don't have them right on the page, at some point, when they realize that you've been manipulated, whether it's been positively or negatively, they're going to be upset because they realize that the decisions that they made, whether they were beneficial or not, they weren't their own decisions. It's kind of you guided them into it. And it's kind of like me dating a girl and then I'm manipulating, or I'm positively manipulating her into getting in the bed with me. It's still manipulation. I'm just not going by it a certain way. So I think that we have to be careful on the words that we use, but then also the actions that we take within our relationship.
I think the only way it can be used as a positive tool is if you know that this certain thing that the person wants, and actually, just haven't took the time out to do it or get there, you know what I'm saying? And you're trying to push them into doing it because you know that, as a relation, you know what this person really wants, and he's probably doing something that he don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But you want him to get into what he really wants to do in a positive way.
Yeah.
Then that's the way it could be turned into a positive manipulation. That's the only way I can see it as being that.
But I like earlier, I don't think it's manipulation at that point because you both on the same page. I think that I understand.
You don't have to necessarily be on the same page at that time, though. What I'm saying about timing wise, you don't have to be on that same page at that time. Say for instance, if you're doing a job that you don't really want to be doing, but you're stuck at doing it, you know what I'm saying? And she's kind of like telling you, hey, well, why don't you do this or whatever, because this is what what you really want. And with that communication between each other or whatever, you have to get to that point. Although she's kind of like, I know this is what he wants. I'm manipulating him into doing it because I know that's what he really wants. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a positive thing because, like you said, they it's just the whole communication between the two or whatever. But if you're doing what you need to do and they're trying to get you doing something else that you know that you don't want to do, that's manipulated. That's negative, manipulation to me.
Contrivance.
Exactly.
That's the opposite of positivity.
Yeah. Exactly.
Contrivance.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I mean? So, we didn't get too many comments on that, y'all. We need to know. I want to know what y'all think. But since not we running on time anyway, but we finally made it through the whole show with all the topics. We got the last one coming up, and I think you had something on this as well. Expectations in a relationship, reality versus superficial. What is superficial? What would you say is superficial in a relationship?
I'm gonna give you the definition of what superficial is, and then we can go from there. I like to give people definitions. Because I think that sometimes we all have our own personal opinion of what, or our own idea of what words mean, and then we're wrong. So let's say it says superficial is existing or occurring at or on the surface. Okay, we're gonna say that again. Existing or occurring at or on the surface. Let's give you a superficial person. Never thinking about things that are serious or important. That's what superficial is. So you're not paying attention to the details, right? You're not really looking at the things that matter in a relationship. I think that in this society that we're in today, relationships are based on superficial, based on they're based on a
Okay. To the
superficial
reality of the relationship. Yeah.
foundation versus reality. I
Yeah.
think that realistically, it's a team. I think superficial, we start to go into genders and these things and all of these things. I think that realistically, I understand that it's going to take time for my husband to grow and be the man that I need him to be. Superficially, I think he's coming. He's supposed to come pre-made, and he's a perfect man. It's just I
Yeah.
think that the society we live in, we lean more towards the superficial ideology of relationships than towards the realistic ideology. And for me,
I think we start off right. We pretty much start off with the superficial
expectation off the
yeah,
dribble.
or the reality kicks in or whatever, and that's when we find out. And I'm going to use this for example. Say for example, when you first meet someone, you're dating, all the good stuff happens at the beginning. You know, they learn things about you, whatever. You learn things about them, but then maybe a couple of months go by, a few months, you see how much you really like each other, and that's when the real shit comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the reality hits. That's when the reality, when you know what this person's financial situation is, what this person's mental health is, what this person's, thoughts are politically, gospel, Christianity and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You learn all of those stuff or whatever because you started off superficial, just being like happy being with that person and trying to, have something that's not really that's not really considered to be real yet. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, but then reality hits. And this is versus reality, because when reality hits, is this person's going to be here for the long haul? Is this person's going to be here for have my back like I got their back? Does this person trust me? Is this person loyal to me? Is this a actually real relationship? You know what I'm saying? That's the reality part of it or whatever. And sometimes we start off wanting that until we learn about that person within that relationship. And that's why a lot of relationships don't last, because it's not said up front. And that's what I've learned in my whole experience of being in relationships. It's kind of like within a month, you're going to know everything about me, period. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't going to lay everything on the line, everything on the table and shit like that at the first week or two or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But key points and things that really needs to be, I am. But, there are certain things or whatever, you just probably don't want people to know until that person getting to know you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference to me, to be reality versus superficial.
I think I agree too with you as well. I think that the biggest issue I think you said is in dating world anyway, we kind of enter in under a superficial ideology. Is she cute? Does he make a lot of money? What would our kids look like? Or does he have good hair? Does she have a big butt? There's all of these superficial things, and then once we get into the reality of the relationship, we realize, yeah, she does have a big butt, but she got a bad attitude. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does have a great job, but he wants to use it and only have you as a trophy. Because realistically, there's more to every situation. I think when we begin to approach situations on the surface, we automatically lose, because, like you said, reality is going to set in. Your representative is going to leave, right? We all show up with our representative. We all show up with our best selves. But once your best self has left, that is the reality. And what happens is, like you said, because you entered in on all superficial foundations and ideologies, now you're out of there, because the reality is here. And she's not what you thought she was. And he's not what you thought he was. Now it's time for you guys to work. And are you willing to work past those things? And most people aren't, because
Exactly.
the fact that they entered into the relationship with a
Superficial. Exactly.
mindset. And so it immediately cancels out because of those things. And so I use that as I hear a lot of men and women, I hear a lot of false narratives of what a relationship is supposed to be like, and how it's supposed to, what a man is supposed to be, and what a woman is supposed to be. And it's just it's all superficial, because realistically it's how you guys maintain your relationship. She may make all the money, and I may have to be a stay-at-home dad. That does not make me less of a partner in this relationship.
It's just the reality of
That's just the reality of our relationship, right? Or we may be a team and we bust everything down the middle, and we're okay with that. And we grow and we travel and we do what we do. But over here, she feels that it's a roommate. It's situational. And I think that when we start to realize that is based on how your situation is, we can't blanket relationships. We can't blanket the success of relationships and the expectation of a relationship, because your expectation in a relationship is different than my expectation in a relationship. And when we start to mix and mingle our expectations is when you get the superficial ideologies.
True. Yeah. Who's this comment? We got a comment.
What's up, sisters? Latrice says everyone expect.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone expect the relationship to start off strong and able to withstand everything, but do not realize the work and hardship that comes with building the strong knit relationship. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said,
that's been a problem for a lot of people. Like you said, it's a serious problem when people, the ones that are, even with that's been married and divorced and stuff like that, whatever, they'll go into dating after being divorced in a superficial state of mind, instead of the reality state of mind of what's to come of whatever the relationship that you're having with someone, and sometimes, we basically, it's because we're wishful thinking. We're wishful thinking for a perfect relationship. We're wishful thinking of, I can handle whatever little, situation come up after the, 2 or 3 months trial, whatever the case may be. You can't bring up, but if you didn't have that conversation or that communication within those first, month or weeks or whatever, then you're going to be disappointed in some kind of way, and everybody's not perfect, you know what I'm saying? So there's sometimes people don't want to tell what's going on with them, until they have that trust, until they can trust you and confine in you or whatever, because they feel like they are comfortable now, that type of thing or whatever. But then, that comfort too can also, or telling that truth, it can also lose that person, and that's what a lot has happened in these situations when it comes to superficial relationships and reality, and that's just
the reality. That's the reality. That's just the reality of it. No, absolutely. It makes you kind of think, all jokes aside, it makes you think, have I been, because I know this is probably the first time ever in my own self that I've never entered a relationship on a superficial basis, right? With the foundation of, I didn't enter in with that. And still it's difficult for me. So I can only imagine if you entered because she bad and she tripping now, or you entered in because he was rich and he ain't got no money no more. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine how that feels. And so I just employ people, or I say, I urge people to, let's be more realistic on our expectations in our relationship, and look at what we want, what we can deal with, what we can work with, and let's not blanketing our expectations with everyone else's, because our situations are separate and they're different. I think that the moment that we realize that our situation is unique unique from everyone else's situation, that's when we able to actually meet on a even plateau and then go up from there, because now we understand, okay, our relationship is not like what TV says. This is not that.
Exactly.
We operate this way, and this is what's going to work best for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we move past that, the expectations of the false expectations of what a relationship should be, and be more focused on a realistic expectation.
Yeah, so we hope you guys got something out of that, you know what I'm saying, and got a reality check when it comes to these relationships, you know what I mean? You know, once you learn about that person or whatever, you know, keep it real, you know, keep the communication lines open or whatever, so you'll have, you know, truth in the relationship, you know what I'm saying? And understand that, you know, that sometimes having someone's back and being there for someone is the strongest thing to have in a relationship. You know,
Absolutely.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know. I watch certain people, you know, and they be like, you know, when you tell them something and the first thing that woman says is, "I got your back." You don't know that means a lot. Yeah. That just those words itself means a lot to especially us men. I can say that much. You know, and I'm sure it means as well to the women as well. But for us as men, it definitely means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Shell, I seen you on Facebook. I appreciate you joining. You're probably gone now because I didn't hear you say nothing. Whoever it is, fellas, I'm not sure who that is, but hey, what's up?
Y'all? Y'all showed up late, but you can read.
I know, right? I know, right? But man, hey, that was some good. That was some good shit today, baby. That was some good shit today. And we appreciate you guys tapping in and watching, and continue to you know, spread the word and subscribe, and you know, help us out. You know what I'm saying? Help us out. We trying to get bigger and better every time. You know what I mean? You got any comments or anything that you want us to talk about? Send it through our messenger or through email at firetherbroadcasting@gmail.com. What you got, fat boy?
Oh, what's up? That's DJ Greg. Watch out there, DJ Greg. Watch out there.
I know, dog. Long time no hear from dog.
Watch out there now. Watch out there, big O.
Everybody gonna come in late, man. Hey, all right, we're gonna do extended part. No, we gotta go.
Same y'all. I like Phil said, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Next week, I think Phil has some in his thing. Next week, we're gonna do a viewer's choice topic. Once or twice a month, we'll do a viewer's choice topic. So send it in with your dear brothers and your dear sisters. If you got a viewer's choice topic, send it to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com.
Hold on. How did this work? How did the viewer's choice work?
Well, because you said you got some viewers been sending you TikToks, so I kind of wanted to go off that and just give everybody a chance and just just call. So kind of
start put those viewer choices on, because, like I said, the video that I get
maybe once a month or twice a month, we'll do a viewer's choice. We'll do a topic pick personally from y'all, not from either one of us. Personally from y'all. And if you have any topics, once again, you can send them with your dear brothers and your dear sisters to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. So make sure y'all do that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment, man. Like I said, every time y'all watch this show, you need to be sending this out to your friend, your family, your cousin, your auntie, the girl you don't like at work, the girl you do like at work, your boyfriend, your work fool. I need you to send it to everybody, because it's jewels in here for everybody, man. It's a little
I got to take this from Nick. This text I just got from Nick. What is that, Nick? It says group text. Who you sending that to? Me and Fat Boy? I think she sent something to you. Pictures of us, you know. I know we looking good, baby. We looking good. Spread the word out, huh? No. Spread the word out. That's gonna do it for us today, you guys. We appreciate you guys joining. And remember,
if they talk about behind your back, they behind your reason. Peace.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Hey.